Hey guys, welcome back to the Interceptor. Let me just move that down. This is not going to be like my normal videos or my normal Lions War videos because I actually did not upload many videos this season. I think I uploaded my first 3 or 4 wars, and then I had 2.5 wars in a row. So like almost 3 full wars that just did not record at all. And then I didn't upload for the rest of the season. And I don't really know why I didn't, but I didn't. And I don't know, I just didn't really want to upload them, and usually I want to upload them. But today we have a compilation of all of my previously or not yet uploaded fights from this season that I have recorded. Of course, a lot of them are not in here, from Doctor Doom. So these are all of my Doctor Doom fights from the last 6.5 wars. So let's start the video. I do have a few duplicate fights here. I believe there are exactly 3 fights that I do twice. This fight is one of them. I'm going to remove my face cam. I basically just want to show it all. And this is a Mysterio on Path 2, Section 1. And I'm taking it with Doctor Doom. I don't remember if the second time I do this fight, if it's a rank 3 6-star or not, but I think it is. I honestly have no idea. This is a really straightforward fight, though. You just have to block a lot more and reparry for your openings, because obviously you do not want Mysterio special attacks. And then here he actually throws one. So I'm gonna use one light attack. Unfortunately, he throws another one, there I was trying to use another light attack to reset brute force, but I decided to just eat the damage. And then here I'm going to do a full combo into a special 2. Actually, I might just get to that. Oh no, I did go. I could have gone for that special 3 though, and probably would have been better. But that's completely fine. So we are going to lose a little bit of damage to brute force, but not that bad. And it was only a 5-star Mysterio. I did not make all of the war videos in order. And obviously you guys won't be seeing any of the fights from champions that are not Doctor Doom, Quake, Warlock, Ghost, Falcon, Torch, everyone that I used that was not Doctor Doom. You don't see any of those fights. I had a Quake fight immediately after that, which is why I healed Quake up before I would boost here. But what I did try to do is I tried to put all of the fights that were from the same war back to back. I think I might not have done that one time, but I did do like a quick 2-3 minute look over the videos, and I think they're right. So this is again against FSI. And this is a Black Widow Deadly Origin on Path 2, Section 2. And I was on Path 2 all season. We always stay on the same path in REA. So yeah, it's pretty easy for me here. I'm just gonna eat a full L2 or the back half of an L2 from Black Widow Deadly Origin. And normally that would do so much damage that it might kill normal champions. But with Doctor Doom being shock resistant, and I believe I resisted knockdown, or maybe I didn't have a war up yet and I didn't. Either way, that barely did any damage. Normally I would just block it, but I was not scared of anything. And then here again, you need a shock. So she just can't do anything, and then here I do the correct thing, block it, and then here I just so obviously not a great fight, but it didn't really matter. And you guys are going to see later in this video, I'm going to play fights significantly worse than that to survive. So this is actually the next, sorry, not the next war, but the next war I'm showing. And this is the exact same fight. This one actually goes a little better. So I started with an invulnerability boost, but that actually is completely useless in this fight. And what you want for this fight is a regen boost. So this is that same Mysterio, except that it's rank 3 6-star, which is the only difference. And obviously, also, if you look at the name of the person, this is a good buddy of mine, who used to be Agent Graphite, and who's now in HCMA. So, I believe I get to fight a few of his defenders in this war, actually. In fact, I might show more than one. Right here, probably should have done another medium and light attack before I did that, but that's alright. So we're at 98%, and Mysterio is almost dead. This fight is going beautifully, and there he throws that. And here I should have just thrown another L1, and I would have saved myself a little health, but instead I lost an extra 2% because I didn't throw the L1. But that's not really a big deal. We end that fight with 96%, which is how that fight goes if you don't take any brute force. So I did actually take that Stealth Spidey right there, but I took it with Ghost because I wasn't running Suicides yet, and I just threw L1s. So I cut that part out. And we're going to go to another Doctor Doom fight, which is rank 3 long shot, not Mysterio, long shot on Power Snack. And I took Power Snack, I think it was like 7 of the 12 wars or something like that. Almost always with Doctor Doom, although I did take it with Warlock one time, so I believe that's not going to be in here. Actually, you know what? I probably didn't even take it that much. I probably took it like 5 times. But anyways, Doctor Doom is an incredible matchup for Power Snack, because what you can do is there's a cycle where you just never let the opponent get to a bar, ever throw a bar of power, which is what we're doing here. And on that first cycle, I actually get to keep my Fury. That's not going to happen in any of the other videos. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to intentionally let him eat my Fury for the Power Snack. Like right here, I just do not care, and I'm just going to let him eat the Fury because I don't need the Fury. I'm doing good damage without it, and as long as right after you throw your special 1, after your special 3, you actually get back to your special 3. So right here, if I was going to another special 3, I would just have to block, parry, and then medium, light, heavy attack actually gets you back to a special 3, which I'm going to show off multiple times later in this video. So now we're going on to the next part in the same war. It's actually my last Doctor Doom fight because in this war I took a Mojo boss with Ghost, which went absolutely beautifully. The fight went down in like 35 seconds or something like that. And I also took like 4 mini bosses with Ghost, including Bishop on 53, which is the Stunning Reflection one. And then I also took Spider-Ham on the Limber Brute Force mini. And then I also took obviously that Stealth Spidey earlier. So yeah, this is a Scarlet Witch Sigil, and I know that she can place armor breaks on you sometimes, so that's why I went in with Doctor Doom instead of Ghost. I also could have done this fight with Wasp. There's nothing wrong with doing it with him. But in this fight, I just decided that I wasn't really going to parry. Only sometimes, but not really. I'm just going to eat the block damage because this is Doom's last fight. And after this fight, I ended up turning on Suicides anyway, so he was useless. And then there I actually did go for a parry. Okay, good L1. And yeah, there's just not really anything hard about this node. I think I'm going to throw this L2. No, actually, that's probably better. Just go to my L3. Smart. Yeah, and then she's just dead. So that's a pretty nice fight. Sigil Witch, I don't think she has a place on defense. At least I can't think of somewhere she would be half decent. Even on, because you can Quake her, so she's useless on any of the Hazard Shift nodes. She's probably useless on Path 5 because of Human Torch. And she's useless on anything on Path 2 because of Doctor Doom or Human Torch. And what's this fight? I'm really boosted here. I'm not sure what this fight is, but I'm extremely boosted. Oh, this is... Oh, right. This is the war that I did all my fights in one boosting session, which is why I'm so boosted. This is the second node of Path 2, Section 1. And this is a Mangog. So Doom is actually one of the best counters in the game for Mangog, because Mangog just can't go unstoppable or unblockable when you have your staggers up. So it's a really good matchup. And we're just going to get to our L3 here. I was giving him a ton of Furies getting to that L3, but I just do not care, because he's just going to die here. And it's really easy. Throw that L1. You really don't get any power back, but it's alright. He's at 6 here. My light attacks are draining so much power, and then that heavy crits for 24k, which is just insane. But yeah, the rest of my team is White Mags and Nick. Okay, so I had this is the war that I only had like 5 fights, and 2 of them were with Nick Fury, 3 of them were with Dr. Doom. I don't know if this is the time the fight goes well. Excuse me. If this is the time the fight goes badly, I think this is the time the fight goes well. But I do this fight twice in this video. This is another one of the repeats. And one time it goes absolutely beautifully, and the other time I suck. I almost die. If not for Dr. Doom being Dr. Doom, I probably would have died. And then here I'm about to get to my L3, but I do have to reparry for all my openings, because if he throws a special 2, 1, it's too many hits to block, unless you block the first 3 and then you dex out of the rest, and you can't fully evade it because Burden of Night, you lose all your power. So there we go, we throw 1 L3, and we're going to get into the power lock cycle. It's going pretty nicely. Here I'm going to be up on L2. I think I'm just going to throw it. No, in fact, I'm going to get greedy and try to go for a second one. But yeah, okay, I remember this. And then he doesn't let me get to another special 3. And then right there, I accidentally dex because of his heavy attack. And then here I throw my L2, I think. Oh, that was a mistake. Oh, I shouldn't have countered. I should have sat back. Okay, maybe this is the fight it goes poorly. I think this is the fight it goes poorly. And then right here, I didn't think that L2 would push him to an L3, but it does. He's about to die from the incinerates, and he throws the L3, so this is definitely the time it goes badly. And then he throws his L3. At this point, he's filled like 10 bars of power from Aspect of Evolution, so he's hitting crazy hard. Also, I got a poison and a shock on me, but he dies from my incinerates from my L2 like a millisecond after the SP3 ends, so we're completely fine. Otherwise, I would have been in trouble. And then this was my last fight of the war, and since I was so boosted, I didn't really bother healing up. I did put in like 1 of the 15k potions, but this Dr. Doom, when he's so boosted, has so much health that it's really expensive to heal him up. And if there were, and if this were a half decent defender, I would have healed up. But right there, I just throw the L1 dead very easily. And in fact, I healed 3% from the active disorient debuff. There you go. Now this is a Power Snack Mysterio. Okay, I think this is one of the last fight I do 2 times in this video. Maybe I'm wrong though, because the last one I did was a long shot. So this is a fight where I think this is the one where it goes perfectly. I know in one of these 2 fights I eat a heavy attack from Mysterio while I have my aura up, so I don't really lose any health, but I do get hit. Not sure if that's this one though, but yeah, this fight is just going absolutely perfectly. Doom was not at full health when I entered into this fight, which is why he's going to be, I'm losing some health here, and I'm obviously much lower than I should be at this point. But yeah, this is going pretty well. Maybe I did heal up to full and I just took extra block damage. But 1 L3 cycle. So let's see how much damage it does. So it gets him down to 59%, so that means we just got to do that one more time and then throw a special 2. So right there, this is the one where I ate a heavy attack, which is the one mistake I make in the fight. And then the other time it must go well. but we did resist it, and it barely did any damage, so we're pretty much only losing health from the poison debuff. But yeah, like I said, we're just going to completely let him eat my fury buffs because I just do not care. And then here I'm actually going to go for a third special 3. So yeah, that I'm pretty sure he's just going to drop like immediately after this ends. But yeah, I threw 3 special 3s and got 0 furies in this fight. Like I said, I just don't care. Doom just pretty much ignores the node. The only downside is you don't have fury buffs playing this way, but I just don't care. And then here I'm going to he just dies from this. Yeah, he just dies. That's awesome. Very nice fight. Obviously, I ate a heavy attack, but other than that, so now, no, okay. Oh, okay, here is where I have the nice fight against Mysterio, I guess. And maybe in the same war, this is when I have the nice fight against, maybe this is the same one where I have a nice fight against Apocalypse. But yeah, starting out here, we have a rank 3 Corvus on the mini-boss of Path 2, Section 1. Yeah. And I do let him get a few furies here, but it doesn't really matter because most of the time he can't crit anyways. Knock him down. I'm just going to throw an L2. The Incinerator did so much damage. Here I probably should have thrown a heavy attack, but there we just avoid his special 1, or sorry, special 2, and I think I had a invulnerability boost going for that fight, although I'm not 100% sure. I think I'll see right here because I got to switch it to be a special 1 boost. Yes, okay, so this is the war that I took Apocalypse because the guy that was taking Kitty Strife actually quaked him, which was J-Slap, and he did a very nice job. Yeah, so we got to switch to advanced power boost. Maybe I didn't have invulnerability. Probably should have, but that's fine. So we're just going to go in here, and I believe this is the fight where it goes really nicely. So it's the exact same strategy you guys just saw. Like I said, sorry for keeping in duplicates, but it was only 3 fights, and these are all my Doctor Doom fights, so there's going to end up being duplicates. But I don't really think that matters. And if I really wanted to take advantage of this mode, I could try to get him to make me Dex, but the problem is that you probably have to drop your block and risk special 2 draining your power. So I just didn't really want to do that, but yeah. I think this is the fight that goes really nicely. No, it's not. What? I ate another heavy attack. Wait, is this the same fight? This might be the same fight, and I'm showing it twice. I definitely did this fight twice, but when I was doing my editing, maybe yeah, I think that when I was doing my editing, I think that I took this fight out as its own clip, and then, unless I just get hit by a heavy attack in both fights, but I don't think that's the case. Because I know one time I took this fight and it was super, super clean, and then another time that I took it, I ate that heavy attack. But maybe I put the same fight in twice. Let's see if this fight ends the same. If it does end the same and I just showed the exact same fight twice, almost in a row, that would be hilarious. Yeah, this is the same fight. And I just showed it twice in a row there. I am dashing back. Yeah, so just ignore that. Pretend that one of those two was the exact same fight, and the only difference is that instead of eating that heavy attack, I don't. Yeah. Anyways, this is going to be a Professor X on EMP modification and just showing the absolute destruction that is Dr. Doom. I just do not care what this Professor X does, and I'm just going to absolutely shred him with Dr. Doom here. So I'm going to push him to an L3 and then drain back to an L1, and this guy's dead. You just throw the L2 and he melts. Dr. Doom is just unfair. and he takes care of Professor X on a decently hard fight, ending with 100% health in 40 seconds. So pretty easy fight. Now let's go on. This is the America Chavez. Okay. So this is another fight with Doom. I could have actually done this fight with any of my 3 champions, but I chose Dr. Doom. And I believe in this fight I'm actually going to go for some intercepts, because I obviously do not want to bait her heavy attack. Oh, that was a little odd. And then they're actually counter in time to not activate her reverberation thing. But there she does she does get the power drain thing, and then there I'm able to land a parry because I didn't have a Destroyant. And now that I'm at my special 3, she is dead. Also, this is just a rank 2 6-star, so there's not really anything interesting about this fight. She is a decent defender, but she has to be placed on a node where you can't reliably parry. That is the only thing that makes her decent as a defender. Otherwise, she is garbage. She is trash. And then here I'm just backing up to wait out that passive Destroyant, and now that's gone, I'm going to parry. And I believe I throw in a 1. Yeah, okay. And she's about to go down. I have a minute 18 left on this recording. I don't know if I have another fight or if this fight just does not end right away. Okay, it does. I don't know what I was thinking. I must have another fight on here. But anyways, yes, okay. This is the exact same war, except someone died to the Silver Surfer, so I had to go in and clean it up with Doom. The Kitness Thorns is not an issue because this guy does not gain an armor up break if you can stagger him first. So I'm just gonna stagger him with Dr. Doom. I did actually take Dex off for this fight. I don't think you noticed because I don't think I let him throw a special attack. And I also don't Dex. But yes, I did have Dex off for this fight. And I also did go in unboosted. This is 25k health with Dr. Doom with 0 boosts. So yeah, that's cool. But yeah, I just didn't really care, so I didn't heal up. And, well, it's not that I didn't care. I knew I wouldn't die. I was so confident I wouldn't die. I just didn't bother healing up. And obviously, this is never something that I do in a competitive Alliance War situation. But the war was already lost at that point. And it was less important. Well, not a less important war. Less important scenario against a very easy opponent. Anyways, that should be all. That was not all of my Dr. Doom fights. Like I said, that one Mysterio fight, I don't know what happened to it. I thought I put it in. I guess I didn't. And yeah, so in conclusion, also, there was another time that I took that Apocalypse on the EMP modification node. And if you remember in this video, when I took him, I ate multiple hits? Or what? Yeah, I think I ate 2 hits, and then I ate a special 3, and then I survived. There was another one where I did that fight and ended with 99% health. The only difference is that instead of him throwing that heavy attack and me dexing, I got to my special 3, threw my special 2, and he didn't become immune to it before he died. He died too fast, and I ended at 99% health. So, yeah, that fight just goes massively differently if you lose your power. And in hindsight, I could have turned Dex off, but if you threw a special while I was blocking, I was pretty much dead if the unblockable block timer was coming around. But yeah, I just really want to get a video out for tomorrow. If you guys haven't noticed, I've been doing daily uploads for I think I started on the 26th, so that's 1, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, that's 8 or 9 days in a row, and I want to keep that up. I'm going for a lot of Kang Boss solos right now, and when I run out of champs to do that with, I will probably do Grandmaster solos. Also just these little videos here and there. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.